When you look at First Nations and you go back to years and years and years, way back, one of the big things that First Nations always did is not take more than was necessary. I'll give you an example, not killing a mother moose, not killing a cow, but killing a bull. Your cow moose is the animal that keeps the species moving forward. So stewards of the land is practicing what's best for not only the environment, but what's best for Mother Nature. So, that contact with nature is very important in First Nation communities, and it's no different here in Pabineau. The community of Pabineau, yeah, we're very small. We're only 345 band members in total. We're located on the Oinpegitjoig River. Within a First Nation community, everybody's almost related to everybody, some way or another. Either your cousins, or third cousins, or second cousins, or first cousins. So there is a lot of relationships there. First Nation communities, we're so underfunded. And any own source revenue that we can develop, such as a windmill, enables us to tap into that own source revenue and create it. We were very fortunate to have Natural Forces as our partner because they were very knowledgeable. They pretty well walked us through the whole process. So as we started to develop the project, we became more and more excited.
The relationship with Pabineau started back in 2007 when I was actually working with a different company. I remember talking to Chief David at that time and him talking to me saying, I wish you had come earlier to us. I wish you had come earlier and we could have been a real part of this project. And so when this program opened up in 2015, first thought was maybe this is something I can give back to Chief David, something that we can work on together.
We were looking at hopes of building some sort of a partnership with Rob and his company at the time, and when he approached us with the opportunities around the LORES initiatives that were offered to First Nations communities throughout the province of New Brunswick, of course we thought this is something that we need to explore. We need to examine what opportunities might be there to be able to build a relationship.
You've got to have that partner that you're comfortable with, that you're able to work together with. That's key, and I think that's why we were very happy with Natural Forces, because all the cards were on the table. This is what we can do, this is what we can't do. So in our future projects, we're looking at those kind of partners, so we can say that Natural Forces has set a high bar for those other partners out there.
It is their wind that flows over their land, and they need to be the ones that benefit from this. It can't just be big, large corporations that come in and benefit. That's one of the reasons that we really love First Nation projects, is that when you look at the spending habits of First Nations, it stays in the area. It does not leave the community, it stays in the community. I don't think we've done a non-community project in 8 years, which is amazing when you consider how many projects we've been working on.
To get involved with a renewable energy resource is a no-brainer. If you've done your studies, you've done your bird studies, you've done your animal migration studies, you've done all that stuff, then you know that there's no big danger there. It's sort of set a blueprint for us moving forward as well as a First Nation, where we can look at more projects, more renewable energy projects. And it's just a matter of partnering with the right partner and moving that project forward.
When we're developing these projects, our idea and I think the big idea would be that the revenues coming from these types of partnerships and that the knowledge transfer that we can provide as a developer to the First Nations allows First Nation communities to develop their own projects going forward. They know the land, they've been living here for thousands and thousands of years, so it's given us a completely different perspective on projects, and it's really incredible that we get to learn from them as well.
900 to 1,000 homes are now being looked after in terms of power generation, and we're just pleased to be part of that. That's an enormous step forward for our community and for First Nations all across Canada.
From our perspective, we've set a good example for our community, for our young people. The next 25 years, that wind turbine is now part of Pabineau First Nation.